Hey, everybody, welcome to the Dang Awesome Walla post show for episodes, what would that be, episodes 4 and 5?
74, 82.
4 and 5.
I think so.
Yeah, 4 and 5.
Yeah. How's everybody feeling? Good times? It's been a long week for a lot of us.
Yeah.
Splendiferous.
It's always
Splendiferous.
nice to jump back into this story.
Turn myself up.
100%. Before, like, I think actually that
always fun.
leads really well into kind of the first area to talk about, which is from episodes 4 to 5. You may mark, if you've kind of tracked with us from the beginning, a bit of a tonal shift in terms of the content. And so it began to kind of talk a little bit about that, because we had some behind the scenes conversations just about, we're still finding our footing on this channel and what this project is even going to be and how we approach things and whatnot. And, striking a balance between wanting to just, practice our craft as voice actors and, play around with that, but also enjoy different games that some of us have not, experienced. A lot of us have not played Chrono Trigger, or if we have, it's been like years and years and years. But also making something that is entertaining for you guys who are listening, but wanting to do so in a way that doesn't come across as disrespectful to the material that we're working with. And some of us started to kind of sense and get the feeling that maybe we were crossing that line a little bit.
Yeah, so we just wanted to, make sure that we're being respectful to the story and the source material, because, the story is very iconic and matters to a lot of people. So we didn't want to alienate anybody. So drew back a little bit on, especially like the story moments, the story beats, just making sure that we're not going so over the top with certain things, while still keeping it fun and light and everything like that. And you'll notice the tonal shift, but we have the suspicion that it's going to be a more favorable turn as far as that goes.
Agreed.
Yeah.
And considering we have, like, Chrono Trigger's #1 fan in our midst, it's funny on my screen here pointing to me, which is not me.
It'll make sense in all.
It'll make sense in the edit.
We don't see the edit. So,
but where she's able to be kind of our gut check for this one, which I think that's actually good, because it will lay a groundwork and a foundation for how we approach anything, even if we end up doing something down the line that is material that none of us are familiar with or as familiar with. So it's, good to have that feedback to go, hey, Heidi, if you were watching this, would you have found that annoying?
The answer is yes.
Indeed.
Actually, so I don't know. Thinking about nostalgia talk, I watched The Goonies when I was a small child, and it was fine back then. But I tried putting it on recently, and I could not get through it.
What?
Interesting.
I could not get through it. Like, there were parts where they're just all of them yelling, and I was like, I cannot. So, but like, I know The Goonies is like a very special show or movie for a lot of people. So it's like, like, I wanted to bring it up. Like, I tried watching it and I couldn't. But yeah, I wanted to like phrase that in like a respectful way. But it's also, like our tastes kind of change a bit as we grow older and we get more perspective on how art is produced.
For sure.
And then our tastes kind of inform like what we think of it, like how things are made and stuff. So
Mm.
at least for me, I know I did play a lot of like shitty video games when I was younger growing up and stuff, but at least for the games that are special to me, and Chrono Trigger is like maybe probably the top one. Like I've visited this game over and over and over again, and it, in my opinion, it still holds up. So it's just the curiosity of that, Liv, like how certain things, like you consume something at an what's the word, formula
Formulative.
formula
Isn't that right?
Formative.
formative, right? Formative time in your life, and you're like, that was really cool. And then like a little later on, you're like, I want to visit that again. And then like maybe for something else, you watch it again or play it again. It's like that wasn't as good as I remember it being.
Oh yeah, that's a lot of stuff from my childhood
Yeah,
for sure.
Yeah.
You revisit these
So-
things, and it's like, huh, I liked that when I was a kid, huh? Okay.
Yeah, and it's like for some things, it's like okay, I can see why I liked it as a kid, but it's like as an adult, I can view it more critically and be like, yeah, it's not that great. Like I can appreciate what I liked about it when I was a kid,
Yeah.
but
I,
as an adult, I'm just like,
This actually reminds me of something. As a kid, I remember being absolutely obsessed with the movie Twister. Don't know why.
You know, that's what's really
I
weird.
love
Is
that
you're not the
movie.
only
I-
person I know who was like that. That's weird.
I watched it again like a year ago, and I'm like, why the fuck was I ever obsessed with this?
That's
I hated
dude.
it.
oh man,
That's really funny. But it definitely comes down to, your perspectives change. Your perspectives change, like Heidi was saying, and just as you get older and you experience new things, and there's things that top the old things. That's where like the nostalgia kind of comes in on it. Like, I've been talking to you guys about how much I love the Lunar games, and I mean, they are definitely from their time, but they hold up as far as like just the silliness and the humor and stuff like that. But there are certain things about it, if I had to play it in its original format, where I couldn't speed up the battles and all the modern benefits that you get from modern gaming when they do remasters and stuff like that. I wouldn't be able to handle it because turn-based combat was like the original turn-based combat where you hit the button, you tell them to attack, you pick the creature you're going to attack, and then you sit there and you wait for them to attack, and then you pick the next one and they attack, and then you wait for the enemies to attack, and you're sitting there forever. And it's, so it just really depends on what kind of experiences you've had since then. And look at all the stuff that's come since Twister and how much more impressive it is,
Yeah.
What were you going to say, Heidi?
got really weird there for a second.
Oh, okay.
Am I back?
You're back.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. I had a question because like isn't Claire Obscura isn't
Claire Obscura,
that yeah, isn't that turn-based?
Yep.
It is
It
turn-based,
is, but they've done a lot in terms of the minute-to-minute thing that you're doing. So there's anytime you attack, there's quick time events that come up that you can get a damage boost if you successfully hit them. And when the enemies attack, you have to be paying. You really have to be paying attention in order to parry or dodge the attacks.
Okay.
Or gradient parry or jump.
Yeah,
right.
So
And the
it's-
timing is so
remember-
different.
It's still turn-based, but it's just updated for a modern audience.
It's
Exactly.
turn-based, but it's
significantly
it's
more
been
engaging.
flipped on its head so much that even people who are I've seen different content creators who are like adamantly against turn-based RPGs loving this game because it really does combine the turn-based part of it with like a Souls-like, or like I mean that's kind of what they said, because the parrying you have to time that, and so you're actually hitting a button when they're attacking, and they might have multiple attacks, and you try and parry all of those, or they'll do an attack that you can't parry and you just have to dodge it, and you have to time that as well. And then when you're attacking, unless it's a regular attack, if you're using your skill-based attacks, like Adam said, it's a quick time thing, but sort of, so basically it'll show you the button that you're supposed to hit, and it'll have this quick, basically it'll show you how much time you have to hit, and you have to hit the button right at that
in a window,
perfect moment, right in that perfect window, to be able to pull off a perfect attack. Otherwise, it doesn't do as much damage, or the
doesn't hit as many times. Yeah.
Right, exactly. It doesn't apply the status effects. It doesn't heal as much, that kind of thing. So it's constant. So you're constantly engaged. You can't just sit back and hit the button and attack, unless you are literally just overpowered at with
tanking all the damage.
Right, and just tanking everything and literally just doing your regular attack where you could just do that, but that takes all the fun out of the game because there's just so much more to it. So yeah, that hopefully answers your question.
Yeah, I did want to add on to that about playing old turn-based like JRPGs like Final Fantasy. The thing that I have a big gripe with is the random battle
encounters.
Which Chrono Trigger doesn't have, and that's like one of the reasons why I love it so much. So like I find myself unable to visit any of the Final Fantasy games before 7. Like 7, because they like re-release them with like the boosts and stuff, so you can like get over the grindy parts, like but like the earlier games don't have that, so it's just like I don't like
Some of them have, like in the modernized versions of those, you can turn off random.
That's what I said about
combat.
like 7, 8, and 9 have.
Well, but like even the older ones, the Final Fantasy collection that has, I think it's 1 through 6, because I went in and I was playing 6 because 6 is my favorite because it was 3 on the Super Nintendo back when I played it, dating myself.
Okay.
That allowed you, if I recall, it allowed you to turn off the random encounters because that is the most infuriating part of it. I might be thinking of a different game. I might be smoking crack completely.
Game in the series,
I'm gonna have to beat that out.
It got to a point in the first game in the series where, towards the end of the game, especially in like the last dungeon, you would literally take 2 steps and get a random encounter.
Infuriating.
And it was pissing me off. I played this, I don't know when it was, 2019,
how it was.
2020, I don't know. And on the PS1, well, the PS1 version on the PS Vita. And I was playing through the game. I was really enjoying it, but then by the end of it, when it got to a point where I was just going through the dungeon and getting into a fight, and I don't even know if it had a proper speed up function. I think you could hold down circle and it would do all the. It would just like if you were powerful enough, you just attack, and it would go through all. But I'm pretty sure it manually would go through every animation of the sprites and everything. So you basically had to sit there and just let it play out still, even if you just held down a button. So it was really freaking tedious trying to crawl through this dungeon, and the game just basically throwing these things at you, and it's like, just take me to the last boss already.
Yeah,
But,
absolutely.
Yeah,
these days, games like Final Fantasy IX, at least the PC versions, modern re-releases, they have actual in like built-in cheats, so you can turn on 9,999 damage with every hit.
And turn off no encounters.
Yeah, and Final Fantasy 12 has like 15 times speed. So you can just zoom around. So it's like the best way of grinding in Final Fantasy 12 is like really early on in the game. There's like a bridge where like endless skeletons spawn. So you just like run up and down that bridge like at 15 times speed and just get like incredibly OP like incredibly quickly.
Jesus. Yeah, and I mean, so that serves as a perfect example of the nostalgia as well as just like modernized versus how it was back then, right? Because none of this new shit, it didn't exist back when I originally played any of those games, and it was that. But I guess we loved it because that's all there was. We didn't know anything else, and it was, it's hard to even imagine, but that was the modern technology at the time. and the games were amazing, and it, you know, the graphics blew our mind, and all this stuff. And then you look back at these things and see how far we've come. I mean, using Clair Obscur as a perfect example, that's like one of the most beautiful games that I've ever played. Like just the artistry of that game and the music and everything, you know, that at times can actually make you like emotional with what's going on. It's just, yeah. So we've come so far that it's really hard to look back, you know, and you have, what's that saying? You have rose-colored glasses.
Rose-colored glasses, yeah.
Yeah.
Although, as somebody who doesn't have that nostalgia with Chrono Trigger, I feel like it's holding up really well.
It's timeless.
Yeah.
And for a game about time travel, it is appropriately timeless.
Yeah, like there a lot of the elements that we're talking about, you know, and where we're comparing it, like again, Clair Obscur is a really apt comparison. I'm feeling like, obviously, like, you know, I'm not actually the one with the controller in my hand, and we're playing through a New Game Plus, so all the combat is a joke. But like the ability to not have to get into combat, right? Like was one of the earliest games, I feel like, where you could avoid the random encounters. The music playing such a role, the artistry involved. I mean, Akira Toriyama doing the artwork and the character models, like so many of the seeds of what would become a game like Clair Obscur, I feel like, can be found in at least a proto form in this.
Yeah,
and
Chrono Trigger's DNA is in every single JRPG.
Oh, absolutely, and you can see it, right? Yeah. And I think too, like where this conversation started around like us kind of like considering tone, I think, you know, we were leaning heavy into the silly because there is some silliness to it, but there's also seriousness, and I feel like that's very typical of anything that Toriyama, as a mangaka, was involved with. Like that was his, like he was so good at balancing like really in-depth, emotional, character-driven storytelling with some of the silliest, dumbest shit you've ever seen. But he balanced it. It never leaned, well, you can maybe disagree with this, but I always felt it never leaned too heavy one way or the other. So for us as content creators, right, and we're all very new in this space of being a content creator, you know, we've all, with the exception of Reese, and maybe Heidi, that's true. Heidi, yeah, for sure. So some of us are very new in the content creator space. You know, we've done a lot of different creative jobs in other ways, in other areas, but in terms of, you know, creating something like this, for an audience, trying to find that balance. I think Chrono Trigger there couldn't have been a more perfect game for us to be finding our footing with, because there's so much to it, both on the silliness and the serious side of things, to help us learn how to strike that balance as a group.
Well, I think definitely. Heidi and I have been have had like small conversations about what to do.
Yeah. Speaking of which, that thing, I really want it to be up. I'm still waiting on last minute things, but anyway, yeah, we did have a little talk a while back in text about Kingdom Hearts and how that's very special to Adam, and like I loved it growing up, but then it just got to a point where it was like the series as a whole was getting kind of ridiculous.
Yes.
So it's like, even though the game is voiced, and I doubt we'll ever like do it on this channel, I was just having thoughts like, if we did do it, because like, I mean, I do still have a lot of fondness for like the first 3 games, including Chain of Memories. But yeah, like if we were to go on to like 3, and it just, I don't think it would be easy for me to not point out how ridiculous it is.
Yeah. And there's so many characters that I like we're probably not going to know because of the fact that there's 30 spin-off games that came out for various different handheld platforms.
Oh yeah.
Is 3 the last one that came out?
Yes.
Was that the okay?
They've
aside
just
from
kind
a mobile game.
Yeah.
I enjoyed that game,
Don't
but
worry.
I never.
Here's
And a canceled mobile game.
365 days and whatever it was, and recoded.
You have to play
and
the name to know
also
what the numbers mean. Like, what the fuck?
Yeah,
Fuck
yeah.
that.
And also, what was it? Dream Drop Distance or whatever it is. What the fuck that means?
What are those naming conventions? Like, what order are
What
they?
By the way,
convention?
give us all of your hate in the comments because I know that people really love Kingdom Hearts, but...
Dream Drop Distance means or something like I don't know, just like.
Well, it was 3D.
I mean, you know.
Yeah, I
it was
know
the
that
3DS
bit.
game, right?
I know that bit. It says
3D.
Well,
3D.
that's
yeah.
why. That's literally the only reason. It was Dream Drop Distance. Who cares? Fuck.
Oh, because no, you're right. Yeah, literally because 3Ds.
Yeah.
That's you know what else did that, and I love it for
It
it.
was really good though.
Resident Evil, Deadly Silence, which is just a port of the first Resident Evil from PS1
DS.
with some new features. It's just Resident Evil DS, Resident Evil Deadly Silence.
Nice.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, sometimes I can appreciate it, but then, yeah.
Oh, but again, like for as much as I love and appreciate, and honestly, like my appreciation of the Kingdom Hearts franchise is vicarious because it was something that was very important to my brother, and I know like what that franchise means to him, and hearing his kind of impassioned explanations of things. But I also shared a video that was like a compilation of some of like the absolute most dumbest, hilarious, out of context moments. He's the one who shared that with me originally, right? So it's like even he could appreciate that. It's like I love it. It's beautiful. It makes sense to me. It really landed with me and all this stuff. But also, here's some really hilarious shit that comes out of it.
It's funny because speaking of Kingdom Hearts, I actually bought this years back because it was on sale in game, and so it's blurred because of the fucking thing. It's
Put
the
it over your
fucking-
face.
Put it right in front of you.
Oh, it's
not
still
work?
gonna blur.
Oh, it's not
It's
working.
not gonna work. I can't be asked to turn it off. It's just literally the story so far. So it's Kingdom Hearts 1, 2, Dream Dot Distance, and that stuff. Got recoded on it as well. But I brought it. I kind of brought it because I knew my brother. He really liked the first game. I was like, oh, hey, he could probably like go back to his childhood and revisit this, and he had like literally no interest. So I was like, okay. So it's just sat on my shelf for how long now? I'm not really a Kingdom Hearts fan. I liked Recoded. I played that quite a bit, but that was about it.
I remember a James Stephanie Sterling video from a very long time ago where they were talking about Kingdom Hearts as a franchise, and like the one bit is just him going, or them going, birth by sleep. What the fuck does that mean?
And to be fair,
really,
like
though.
I couldn't get through the first game. I tried to play it a few years ago. I couldn't finish it. I ran out of steam. I was like, I'm done. So it's like, you know, that's where again, I don't have the nostalgia factor per se. I didn't play it as a kid. I tried to play it for the first time as an adult. But I still have tremendous respect for that franchise, and that's again kind of going back to that balance of, you know, not what is it? There's a turn of phrase, and I can't remember what it is now, but it's just like basically not shitting on things that people love. You know, constructive criticism is valuable, and especially like, you know, because it is a legitimate criticism that it's like, why do I have to have played a bunch of games on platforms that I've never even heard of to understand your story, sir? Mr. Nomura. That's a very valid criticism. It doesn't denigrate for the people who are the dedicated fans who will, you know, push through all that nonsense and get to the thing at the core of it. And it's the same thing with Chrono Trigger. It's again, there's some silliness to it, and some of that, and honestly, a lot of the silliness isn't the game itself. It's just our own silliness. We love taking the piss out of everything. Anything and everything is up for grabs.
Yeah.
But
life's too short to take everything super serious.
Too seriously. Yep.
Nothing is sacred.
Well, and it's hard to go back and like replay anything that, you know, is more than a few years old at this point, just because, you know, things have changed so much, and like just modern conveniences, like I said, But if they were to do like that's why it's awesome when they do remakes and remasters and stuff like that, and they modernize it in some way without losing the spirit and the original character of the, what made the game special in the first place. So
I think there's a real charm though to going back and playing some of the older games. Like I've gone back several times. I've never ever finished it, but to Daggerfall and played that because it's something very unique about Daggerfall. And it's not just that. Even some of the Might and Magic games, I went back and played a bit of, because some of the older like predecessors to what, because a lot of they were in some ways, some of these titles were very groundbreaking at the time and pushing new things, whereas a lot of things now, there's great games out today, but a lot of them feel they're not always necessarily the most innovative, and so it's like, oh, it's kind of the same formula or whatever is so and so, or it's got, oh, that studio did that and this studio's done it as well, and like, I'm not critiquing that, by the way. It's I don't mind I like playing quite a few games. Like I'm going to be the first to say I enjoy playing the Assassin's Creed games. They might just be very samey, but I like playing them, and I like the history element of it and all that.
I've given them.
And the stories, but I don't blame you. But I love them. I mean, the thing is, I was deep rooted with the first one. So since the first game, it's just been like, I love this fucking series, because I love Prince of Persia as well.
I'll go back and play Black Flag.
That's the OG
successor of. So there is some.
I heard there's a remake in the works for Black Flag.
Yeah, supposedly there is. If there is
a remake or remaster, whatever they want to call it. But
so just redirecting the conversation a little bit here, because this has been a fun conversation around video games and nostalgia and stuff like that. But pivoting back to dang Awesome Walla's content, just reflecting on some of the voices. First of all, the thing that I think we need to point out is we're still down a member. He's off on a grand adventure, doing really cool shit,
having fun.
But we're looking forward to having him back, and he's got some cool characters coming up that he'll be portraying. So we miss you, Corey. But for some of the characters that we got to be introduced to, I think obviously the biggest, most significant one was our hot cave woman and friend. Brilliantly portrayed.
You were
I was like,
I know
what
you
do
were
I
like
do
kind
with
of
this?
dreading it, but I feel like you did really good job with it.
I don't know. I was just like, I don't know what the hell I'm gonna do with this, and it was like, I wanted to avoid going, this is Ugg, and do same thing, And, I've seen that a million times. I don't want to do that, so I was just like, I don't know, I'll just try and keep it somewhat actually natural.
That's kind of what I did for Kina in my Final Fantasy IX playthrough. I didn't know what else to do.
Yeah, I didn't want to drift too far from it just being kind of normal-ish and close to home.
Well, and that's, I mean, that lends itself to a good discussion about what we do as voice actors to decide, what we're going to do with a role and why we decide that. So you making that decision, that was it was a good way to keep the character grounded within the reality of the game itself.
I was really looking forward to doing Masami.
I'm glad you got to do it.
Yeah, those were fun as well.
That was really fun.
And you weren't doing like a typical kid's voice or anything like that, and so it's these choices that we make to bring these things to life in interesting, fun ways. In the last episode when I was doing Ozzy, I was just like, I
liked that. That was so much fun.
The voice wrote itself. I was just like, I was kind of taking the piss out of it. But and Heidi, you had said that in the original translation, like I guess that was the US changes that they made or whatever, renaming the characters. Who is it? It's Ozzy / and
Flea.
And Flea.
Sorry, my bad.
And they were originally
vinegar, soy sauce, and mayonnaise.
Someone was hungry.
And vinegar was Ozzy, right?
Yep.
Okay. Yeah.
Oh fuck.
So, yeah. So if the character's name had been something different, I would have immediately probably come up. I mean, I wouldn't have come up with Ozzy's voice for sure. So, that in itself
We should probably
made
add
the
Vinny just
decision
basically
for me.
like Jeremy is literally like a rock star.
With
True.
the guitar in the background.
Yeah. It's funny
There
because
you
they
go.
do give completely different connotations. Because I don't know, like Ozzy gave you what you got, but Vinny, I don't know. Vinny sounds way more like a, I don't know, Italian American gangster. Or something, you know?
That's exactly where
Vinny.
my brain went. Hey,
It's, you
hey,
know,
my
yeah.
name's Vinny. Hey,
Hey,
what's the matter for you, huh?
don't wrong us. We'll
Forget
look
about
after
it.
you.
Yeah.
Uh,
It's a lot of fun, just kind of, and a lot of what we're doing, if anybody can't tell, is coming up with the character voices on the fly. Not
But I
really
do on
discussing.
stream all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
Yeah,
so,
there's not a ton of pre-planning here.
so
I
if
do.
Except
you
for
know,
Gato, right?
Oh yeah.
And-
Oh, I
and-
researched like for a long time with Gato.
Your work is appreciated.
I
and
will.
Frog.
That song is
Yeah.
part of me now.
And Frog, because I actually did Frog in Let's Read for Video Games one night.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
like I remember choosing it and just like bringing it up, and Diana was like, "Oh, that's so cute."
Yeah, she really liked it.
Yeah.
So yeah, that was good.
For context, for those who may not know, all of us are not just voice actors. We're voice actors who all met as part of the same voice acting community, which is Skills Hub, started by the illustrious, legendary Jennifer Hale. And part of that is we do a lot of like workshops, workout rooms together that are just pure led things, opportunities for us to practice the craft. And that's where Reese started playing around with Frog as a voice, as he was just referencing right now.
I remember doing like I think that's like one of the first times I ever spoke to you, Heidi. It was in Let's Read Video Games, and it was like when I first started the resources. One of like the 4 things I had were Frog, Luca, and Marl. Yeah, and like you did Luca and I did Frog.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, and I've mentioned it before. Heidi was the first person to direct me in voiceover.
So I like the fuck, apparently.
Ever. Yeah. I really appreciated how I said the word fuck. It was like the first comment out of your mouth, which again, now knowing you so much better than I did then, it's like, oh, that makes all the sense in the world.
Good times.
Oh man.
Well,
That's
guess
it,
that's
folks.
good stopping point for now.
Yeah.
We really appreciate everybody or anybody hanging out to listen to these chats that we do, after every couple episodes.
And we want to hear feedback, like
we do want to
really,
hear
truly.
feedback. So give us comments and let us know what we're doing right, what we're doing wrong. If you have any ideas for anything else that we could do, we'd love to hear from you. And that is my spiel.
Yeah, and I mean, these particular episodes are being filmed well in advance of when we're going to be releasing them, but
when are we
eventually,
releasing these.
eventually,
We've got 5 videos in the can now.
Yeah, true. It'll be soon. But so there might be a lag before we start implementing any particular suggestions and feedback that we get. But we would love to hear it because again, we're just out here to do something fun and entertaining and something that you folks will enjoy, but also something that we'll enjoy. And
we'll do our best to respond to you in the comments.
100%.
If anybody has any questions or suggestions or anything like that.
Yeah, Reese won't. Somebody will respond.
Somebody from Dang Awesome Walla will respond to you. So
probably.
That's it.
It's gonna be you, Jeremy.
Yeah, it's gonna be me and Jeremy. Like I pretty much guarantee it's gonna be Jeremy and I.
Respond to you.
One's taking on all the admin responsibilities.
Yeah.
No, that's not true. That's not true. I'm making a joke.
Oh no, I've taken on no responsibility so far. Yay.
So far.
Yeah, I'm like that's gonna change.
The more you know.
That's when he's going to see the whole operation.
We'll
But
also
thanks for
have
hanging out,
to
peeps.
decide what we're gonna do next. Heidi and I have some.
I think
yeah, we'll
I don't
figure it-
know. Do we
figure it out.
have admin overrule override powers?
Probably.
Like, no, we're doing this next.
Probably.
Hey, if we come up with a good idea, that's all we
I
ask.
think it's a damn good idea. A dang awesome idea.
Dang awesome Walla
There it
idea.
is. A dang
you go.
awesome Walla idea.
You guys.
Oy.
I know,
Alright, guys.
I know one game.
We need to stop.
I'd love to introduce you guys. That's a game called Echoes. Getting a DLC this year. It's a game I've been
That's
telling
a great
Heidi
game.
to play for like a year now.
That's great. That game's great. That's a very good game.
Did you like time travel or something? Because I thought we've only known each other for like 6 months.
Yeah. Well, you know how it goes.
It feels like a year.
Oh.
But
Yeah.
anyway.
All right, y'all.
Yeah,
I think
thanks
that's a
for
good stopping point.
That's like our
Okay.
We need to stop.
outro. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's time
Lawrence,
to stop.
Just-
Lawrence needs.
Bye, everybody.
Yeah.
Bye.
Bye.
Hit the subscribe button,
Bye.
the bell, all that shit that you're supposed to do.
All
Like
that
and
YouTube
subscribe.
stuff.
In the next one.
Yep.
Okay.
Bye.